I'm wearing a high-vis helmet and a high-vis, high-reflective vest, and I got my brights on, and I'm still invisible. Like a stealth ninja who glows in the dark. That's a special superpower. Like, you know, the old thing, would you rather be invisible or be able to fly? And it's like on a motorcycle, it's like you're doing both. It's like you're flying, but no one can see you. But I get a lot of questions about the bike as a 351. I love it. I still have issues with it, but I love it. And the kinks are gonna come with anything that you mod. Something's still wrong, and I don't know if it's jetting still, because we've tried adjusting the jetting. All I know is, once it's warm, it doesn't like to hold idle, and it will randomly stall. It acts like a vacuum leak, kind of. I know my two exhaust valves are a hair tight. I mean, literally less than a hair, actually. Like, ones, they're like literally 0.01 millimeters under spec. Yes, the bike is running as if it's rich, but if I run any leaner, it won't idle. So that tells me vacuum leak, right? We can't find one. You know how annoying that is to have a vacuum leak and not be able to find it? You just start replacing random crap. Maybe because it's an aftermarket carburetor, maybe the carb's just not seating well in that holder. But here's the weird thing. The bike did this with the stock carburetor, with the big bore kit, both when I had the cracked sleeve. It's acting like it did when I had the cracked sleeve, and it's doing it again now, but there is no cracked sleeve. But before it had a stock carburetor, and now it has a aftermarket carburetor, but it has the exact same symptoms. And I've rejetted this one multiple times, still the same symptoms. The only thing the jetting's changed is, you know, makes it easier to start, better or worse gas mileage, a little better throttle response, but it doesn't help with the whole, once it's hot, once the engine gets to operating temperature, you can't stop because it'll die. No matter how I jet it, no matter what I've done, new spark plugs, different jets, different carburetors. I thought maybe this one was just a little too lean in the Pilot, so we go up one size in the Pilot, we back out the air screw, let it run a little richer. I'm trying to eliminate everything else first and assume it's got to be air fuel, right? Because it starts out as a 249 and you've got it bored out to a 351. That's 102 cc's. So it's a much, you know, your car is smoking. Okay, he knows. I can show you the highway. Get off at the next exit. I'll just chill here. This is what it doesn't like. I mean, it likes it until I stop. I'm cruising along at, you know, 7,000 RPM. My tach's actually slow because I got oversized tires on right now, and my tachometer, or my speedometer, my speedometer reads off the front wheel. But anyway, cruising along about here, about 4,500, I get this nice popping. It's definitely a little too rich. We have the needle on the richest setting for where the clip's at. So we need to back that down one, and maybe lean out the. I actually need to lean the air fuel screw a little bit more. Anyway, what was I saying? Basically, why am I getting, even when the jetting is really dang close, why am I still getting? And maybe that's a float pole thing. Maybe the reason it stalls after being, you know, 3/4 throttle for 10 minutes, when I pull over, maybe it stalls like that because the float height isn't set right. And part of it could be by the fact that the plug's a little gummed up by now, because it was running way too rich when we first rejetted it. I have a new plug. I keep them on hand, but it still will not maintain running. So, is the float height wrong? It's the only thing I haven't changed. Is there an air leak that I just cannot find?